so it's actually not even be 90 seconds probably. Long enough for me to change the title.
Alright, I don't have an invite, Shady.
I've got the 3 done so far.
They're going green in 30 seconds. I did not.
We just finished up the pre-break show. We're just waiting to get the go-ahead to join. So we are almost ready now, boys.
Rock and roll.
So let's go ahead and join on up and get this show on the road.
Invites, invites, invites. Nope. Let me make sure I'm turned online. That usually helps too. Try it now. All right, boys and girls, we are live.
Are you in, Bub?
Yes, sir. Loading in now.
All right. So I'm clicking in so that I know they are going green here.
They are green.
Waiting for my screen to pop on up.
Oh, big wreck already. The number 19, a heavy duty around sideways. Horrible, horrible, horrible wreck. Looks like he's the only one involved, and no caution.
That's going to be brutal. No caution.
We got
are under green.
Walled.
Pop on up. Come on, screen. Pop on up. We're missing already.
Heavy's just now getting collected back up. He didn't even pass. He didn't make entrance in the 1 and 2, and he was around sideways.
We got Dan the Man on pit road.
Oh, okay, we have a horrible, horrible lag from Dan the Man as well.
Yep, well, big wreck there on the front stretch. Big wreck as we are live. We are green at Daytona 500 for the FTR A-League Series.
Oh,
it's underway.
Reckoning in 1 and 2. Reckoning 1 and 2.
Big wreck.
Big wreck in 1 and 2. The 62 round. Dark Knight collected in there. Dark Knight heavy danger. Now the caution comes out. So caution is now out.
That's huge for heavy.
That is huge for heavy, and a lot of these guys. We've had three spins already in the opening 2 laps. We have just started under green.
This is what I thought was going to happen.
JCR, J-Well, has taken the early lead in the 95, so he's up front. And we have had we are under caution, so we haven't settled in here yet, guys. Do you think the nerves are kind of getting to these guys a little bit early?
I think it's just it's 35 guys, man. Like, everybody's shift point is different. Everybody's everybody's lifting point is different. I know when I went into turn 1 and 2 on the restarts, I was obviously squirrely because I was lifting because other guys were at different points in the track. So, I mean, yeah, they say you don't lift at Daytona, but you absolutely do, so.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you're in the draft there with a whole bunch of people around you, I mean, you get so much momentum and you have to lift, and it definitely domino effect as we have gone green, and another car early into the wall coming out of turn 2, and they're spinning.
There's a car on the infield.
And we're having a big wreck in the back again.
Oh boy. Oh,
and
everybody's collected. Pretty boy James,
we have
1, 2,
another
3,
big
4.
one is out.
7,
Dark Knight
cars.
is airborne. The 3-car airborne and tumbling down the backstretch.
Heavy wrapped up in that. That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta. These guys were questioning in the booth on Sunday how guys are getting loose, they're going down the straightaway, and they couldn't understand it. This is a perfect example of it, man. Heavy's wrapped up in it. These guys are getting wrapped up in the. He's got 0 seconds to repair though, so.
He's got.
It looks like all that. It looks like all that damage came after the caution flew. So I mean, it just goes to show that it's not so much lack of driver skill as much as just the cars are. There's 35 cars in the back.
Like the 34 has blown an engine.
The 34 is blowing an engine already. And
JWoww is still our leader currently.
JWoww's going to take us back to the green on the restart. I saw the 16 NASCAR Extreme got heavy damage, so hopefully he came into the pits on that caution. And we are going green again as JWoww jumps out to an early lead again, and he's got that 22 of Palm Coaster giving him a good push on that inside line. JWoww and Palm Coaster getting out to the for early 1-2. That bottom line really, really working really early here in this start. But look at this outside coming in a little bit.
That high line is coming.
That 43 car looking to the outside. That 43
all the way
Lynch.
down in. Oh, there we go. That's the problem. They're not holding a big wreck in the back. Nobody's holding down on the apron.
And
caution's out.
The caution's coming back out.
Do it again. Heavy duty, heavy damage.
And it looks like
49,
also
49 damage.
And I think it was the
it looks like Fashion is now retired for the race.
This is the problem, man. You got guys that don't want to hold it down on the apron when you get into that butter, and that butter wants to jerk you right up into the other, to the high line.
And
that's
one
exactly
driver
what happens. So.
And one driver that did take the provisional is in tonight's race, and that's Robbie Racing, our boy Robbie from across the pond. He's in the 37 tonight, so good to see Robbie back out on this track.
So who's in the Ally 48?
The Ally 48.
Stack 'em, and here we go again.
The Ally 48, I believe that is Sludge. That's our reigning champ Sludge in the 48.
So what happened there was Sludge got down into the apron and came up and smoked the cars on the turn, and created that big pile up in the back here.
And
we got
looking
more
out.
people. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why guys are sloppy. The 44 car just came down wiggly. And just hit the 12 car. Got down in front of heavy duty. So, guys, they were like I said, they were wondering why guys are getting wild and the big wreck again coming.
That was the 41. The 41 got into 24.
Big wreck.
The 41 got into 24, and they are wrecking. The 41 got into the 24, coming off of turn 3 and 4. I was actually riding with the 34, Dan the Man. The 34 was able to get back out on track, so he was able to make some. Yeah, he was able to make some good, quick repairs to that 34 and got back out there. And I was riding with him. He's riding in the mid-pack, Dan the Man is, and right in front of him was that 24 and the 41. And they made contact, and the 41 went up into that wall, and he hit that wall to where it pinballed him and came down right in front of that entire field. So you know what happened out of that.
I don't know, Dan. I still see Dan on pit road.
In the 34?
Yes, sir.
That's kind of. I no explanation. Let me see if he's still out here on mine.
I have Dan the Man running mid-pack. They're already
Yeah.
checking up, getting tracked up.
Yeah, I
Wow.
have Dan the Man run 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about 14 spot in the
Okay.
34. The black 34?
Yep.
Black and white 34? Yeah. So looking.
I just pulled a Billy move and put in the lobby. Calm down, boys. Lots of racing left.
Yeah,
Because
they might
Billy's
need it.
kind of steaming right now.
And Palm Coaster in that 22, he's stuck on the outside. He doesn't have any help, so the train goes out underneath of him. He got stuck on the outside.
He's able to drop
And
back in.
looking back here at some of the guys that took a provisional, we have Aqua Tatty in tonight's race. So Aqua Tatty driving the 18 Toyota, another big wreck.
Boy.
Big wreck. The Palm
Mini
got into
Cooper,
it.
Palm, everybody.
Sludge into it. The rest of the world, heavy duty into, or yeah, look like heavy got into it. Mini,
Man,
Mid
man.
Golf Pro in the 78. Robbie in the 37. The 8. Oh man.
That's the first green flag lap that they've turned.
Yeah, I'm
These
not
guys,
sure what I'm seeing, guys, but I got 2 cars showing in the pits, so I won't report on those 2 in the pits at all. I'm showing 2 cars, Dan and
clashing.
yeah, clashing in the pits.
Yeah, clashing in the 51.
So I do have clashing as well, but that's it.
Right. Okay, so these guys, I mean, with all these drivers out here, and this is one of the things that I noticed, especially in the high side race on Monday night. You know, back when you were in the mid pack there, and you were touching on this, Bubba, as we get ready to go green, and JWoww still out in first. He's got Pittman alongside of him now. But as these guys are getting up to speed, you know, and that draft takes effect, that you get these cars in the mid-pack that are getting such momentum that they have to let off, or they're going to run into the car in front of them. And when they kind of have to check up and let off just a little bit, it's domino affecting, and like almost like an accordion to the guys behind them.
Absolutely.
And you know, so it's I
And
wonder
we
if
also
these.
got to remember the chats. We have so many different chats. A lot of these guys
Yeah.
can't talk to each other either. So
Yep.
Right.
And on top of that,
Fair.
like I had to after my race on Sunday, I had to go in and I made a brake bias change because when I would let off my throttle to check up, my car would pull right because my brake bias was high.
that's what happened to me, and that's how I got into 51. I was doing the same thing, so I went in. I didn't test it at first, though.
Excellent point. And so we get the guys, there's hopefully these guys kind of calm down. Looks like we got around that time on the green
Yeah.
flag, knock on wood,
We
as
made
they go
one
into
lap.
1 and 2.
Oh, we spoke too soon. There it
The
goes.
40,
Yeah,
I
we
put a
put it
curse on it. Dadgummit, we have another big one. Dadgummit, why did Shady say something, you bonehead?
Every one is from somebody getting down on that apron.
Yep.
Yeah,
coming
they're
back
coming
up.
right up. And the 12
You're not
into
letting
it.
off at all.
21 Mac Attack has some heavy damage to the front hood. It's Bob Drew in a 36 got into it.
I think the only ones that don't have damage right now is the top 5.
And that's exactly what I was just going to say. If you notice, you want to stay in. They're going to be able to make it if they pitted on the first thing. They're going to be able to make it on after the first caution.
Right.
But it
If
looks
he-
like 1 through 12 isn't pitting.
Yeah. But I mean, you
That
know, like
took
we,
out like 15 cars, so
Right.
like,
so
like we saw, I mean, with these cautions, I mean, we saw
there's
saw
only 12
Dark-
laps left of the stage, so.
Right, well, like we saw, I mean, these cautions, a lot of these guys don't want to see them. Some of these guys do, like Dark Knight. He got collected in a couple of those cautions, went airborne, and
we
he's
have a new
already
leader.
up there. Yeah, he's already up there running 5th. He's back up to 5th. So it worked, you know, some of these cautions working out for some, not so well from others, as JWoww jumps back out to the lead as, you know, he's got, looks like Lynch and following behind him.
and then Billy.
And I'll tell you right
Really?
now, Lynch had a problem on Sunday or Monday. His car was super loose, man. I ended up collecting, I think Rubby, because Lynch could not hold the car straight on the back straightaways or the turns. So
and you blew a tire too.
yeah, so I
going
mean,
back here. They're getting a little wiggly, like a little
There we
snake.
go
And
again,
we got a
another
break
one.
again. The 34,
Another
I think that's
turnaround.
Dan the Man turnaround. airborne and got a car big in the air. And that's the 34. Dan the Man, Memphis in the 17.
Whatever the other blue one is there.
And just like you called it, Love, that every single one that's these cautions have come out has been as a result of somebody getting on the apron, and I didn't see who it was on the broadcast, got shoved down in the apron, came back up, and it was ball game from there.
There's no room, and just if you left off, you're going to get freight trains. So
Yep.
So Jay Wow still out front.
But here's the other thing too. Now frustration is setting in.
Yep.
Because it's we need to collect it. We need to get it right. We need to do a good job. Yada yada yada. And then one guy's going to make an error. Another guy's going to overcorrect from that error.
Stay towards the back here and try to watch this yellow line and.
And look at this off of the jump, the 62. Off of the jump, off of the restart, able to pull in front of Jaywell in the 95. And that 62, that's a teammate. That's JCR Titan. So you're seeing teamwork right there at its best. Because there's no way, and I started second a couple of times, there's no way that Titans, JCR Titans in that 62.
78 into the infield grass.
Yeah,
and hopefully
going to get agree that they're not done here yet.
Nope.
So
we got 3 wide.
So Titans out in the lead from second as that's where teamwork shown, where Jaywell, his teammate, JCR, Jaywell, and JCR Titans working together as Jaywell gave up the first spot on the inside to let JCR Titans in that 62 take the lead and come down and get on the inside as well, because they seen that
with that 78 car way out, or the 43 car. I apologize, the 43 car way out scraping the wall.
Then they're trying to settle down, but
yeah, it looks like they're getting there.
It looks like there's kind of
no, watch coming up. Boom, there it is.
That's Tizzle 38, Robbie racing in there as well.
That's what I was saying, man. These guys, somebody gets down on the apron. He came back onto the turn from the backstretch, through the grass, up into the turn, and we're in the caution here.
And that's going to end stage one. So we are going to end stage one under caution. As Rub
stuck in the track.
Rub in the 00 got a brunt of that. He is all banged up, and he is stuck out there on a track with some flat tires.
Along with the 48.
The
48
sludge.
Just left, I think.
Yeah, the 48 sludge, he was able to get it going as well. So he's got some heavy damage. So they're going to come around and get these
00's moving again.
They'll get these cars fixed up. And we've seen, I don't even know how many cautions that has been now, but we've, now going into the second stage, and I don't know if we've gotten 5 laps under green.
We have not.
As we are now in the second stage, and we have a new front and a new leader, and that's going to be the 36 car.
So look at Eagles. Eagles didn't pit, which is smart. Don't pit. Let yourself get back up front because you know you're going to have a caution.
Yep, and that's the 36. It's Bob Drew. So now you're starting to see, and the 88 comes down, and that's War protecting that bottom line and holding up the 62. And War comes down, and he says he's fighting for that second. He got up to second. He wasn't letting that go. As he's following right behind, it's Bob Drew in the 36. But as we've seen all these cautions and now strategy, as we were talking about, kind of alternating, you kind of have to adjust. I mean, these guys, they've got so many pit stops with so many cautions that at the end of that stage, guys were able to stay out. You said Eagles is able to stay out. He's running up there in the 4th position. So now we've seen a change of events up here at the leaders with It's Bob Drew in first, War in second. That's look like Titans in the 62 in third, Eagles in 4th.
And just before that caution, I was with War, and he was at the back of the field. Just before that caution.
So we got Honda now in 5th. Billy is right behind him in 6th. And Dark Knight
Three
right there
wide
in
back here in
seventh.
the end of the pack. Up there in the wall, scraping the wall. Let's go
The
back
A
there.
car, Micah.
The A
That's
car
Micah
must
that
be
got up
blown
into the
up.
wall. And that is absolute heartbreak. He's thus lost the draft. Oh,
And
man.
if you remember, that happened to him in the duel, too.
Oh, dadgummit. And he went... Oh, man. Come on, Mike. Get on up there, brother. You got plenty of time. If you're a champion, you're going to get up there. You know you are. Come on, Micah. I'm pulling for Micah, man.
Nope,
Come on,
somebody
he's a
else
boy.
up in the wall.
So he, if you got to play as if you're Micah, you got to think, man. All these cautions that come out, the cautions got to come out again. But as we see the 62 now, Titan's looking to the outside, but he doesn't have any help. He shot up to the outside. He doesn't have any help here. War going to the lead now. War looked to the bottom, and he's not able to make it. As Bob Drew comes back down, shuts the door. But you got those three. You got three FTR guys right up there with Eagles in third, War in second, and Billy is right there behind them, a car back in fourth. So you can see these teammates starting to work along with Dark Knight. Dark Knight and also in the FTR shop, in the FTR clan. He's right up there following right behind Billy. So you're seeing these FTR guys now kind of flexing their muscles up to the front with the 32. The 32 is the only one he's got right now up there by himself, holding his position. And the 32.
7 up high.
It's Honda. 32 was Honda. As he's looking to make the pass now on the 21.
They're racing really hard in the back.
So now you're starting to see these guys kind of spread out a little bit. This field's now starting to spread out. And we're starting to see some really, really good racing, what we all expected to see. Jay Tizzle in the 38, he's caught to the outside. He's going to drop back to the back. Yeah, a big pack here in the middle. The 21 is actually Slade. Slade in the 21.
3 wide down the front stretch.
As he's leading the pack there on the outside, he's got the 62 pushing him. And looks like the 20, what is that? There's the yellow car back there.
12.
Is that that's the,
No, not 12.
no, it's
22?
not 12. The 21. It's another 21. It's
yeah.
a yellow 21. So
Mac Attack would be the 21.
yeah, that's going to be Mac Attack in that 21. So there's the 21 of Slade, which looks like he's in the old Sitco.
He's got to put up on the wall.
And Jay Tizzle in the altercation in the back. Tizzle and the big wreck in the back.
turnaround.
Proc gets involved.
Huge break for Micah if that pulls out of caution, and it does.
Palm Coaster involved.
Huge break for Micah.
Big, Street Machine involved. Street Machine was up there in the front not too long ago. He's going to have to come in for some major repairs. Palm Coaster as well.
Heavy can't catch a break, man. He keeps driving into everything.
And I was just about to say Robbie racing as well. This is like the third or fourth incident that Robbie in the 37 has been getting hung up in. And I mean, his car is just crunkled up. He got probably the brunt of that one. He'll have a lot of time in the pits getting that fixed. Fortunately, he's got plenty of time to get that fixed. But he's trying, I mean, these guys in the back, I mean.
You guys are showing the 51 on the track, correct?
Of Dan? Yes.
No,
Yep.
Dan and Clashin?
Clashin is off
Clashin-
the track, yeah.
Clashin is off the track.
Okay.
So with that caution comes a new leader with the roundup pit stops, and that is the 24 of Reckless Racer. We haven't spoken much of Reckless Racer, so that caution brings out another round of pit stops and another change-up of the guard up front. So Reckless Racer in that 24 now, your leader, and right behind him, that 78 car, who got that car put back together after being involved in an earlier wreck. He's now up in second. So Reckless Racer now your leader.
We're
Jay
getting
Well.
dicey into that yellow again.
Jay Well has battled back up to third. And that's 78. Let's go find that 78. The 78 is Golf Pro. MN Golf Pro, another provisional driver.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yep. Getting
Who's that? Chase?
Prime.
I think that was Chase way underneath the.
Looks like
It's
everybody
hard
was
to
holding.
tell.
Looks like everybody was able to hold it together that time. As they are coming off to turn 2 and on the backstretch. Reckless Racer, you're in the 24, your leader. MN Golf Pro in second. JWoww, the 95, in third. As we see Dark Knight now go to the top. Dark Knight gets forced up there. He's going to start to go back.
The field's coming.
That inside line is really, really, like we've seen all week at Speed Week, that inside line being the dominant line there.
Here we go. They're sloppy going into 1 and 2. Let's see how it plays out.
62's up by himself trying to get back down.
And we take a minute and ride with Robbie, who's towards the back. He's in the back of that middle of the pack as he's trying to work his way up through. And he's got a good view of the field here. As we got Rub got into the wall. The 00 Rub made contact.
Oh, Dark Knight's around hard.
And Dark Knight's around. Robbie
Collect the 47. The 47 came way back on.
Just came right back up on the track.
17. Absolutely no attempt to hold that car down and avoid that caution. I think what's happening. I think what you're starting to see now is guys that instead of actually taking the wreck or take like how Micah hit the wall and fell back, I think you're seeing guys that are scared to lose the draft, so they're not. I'm not calling it an intentional caution, but they're not being cautious about re-entering the track or trying to keep the car off the track or entering, you know what I mean? Like holding,
like your mom used to say before you cross the street, look both ways.
Right. Like that was definitely an intentional hard right turn. We've seen it where they've gone through the grass and driven up into 1 and 2. Like, I think you're seeing guys that are afraid of falling out of the draft. So it's like, okay, we've had so many cautions as it is.
I said earlier.
Like, so, not calling them intentional cautions. However, they're intentionally not trying to avoid the caution, if that makes sense. So, which it's kind of poor sportsmanship, like, but I get it. And with a field this big, it's hard to catch. But we kind of just caught that on camera, and it makes me question whether or not there was even an attempt to. Now we got the 22 pushing up. Where's the next to Palm?
That's why I like them in the booth. So I'm not part of the going through it and checking all that. So
this is some tough racing here to go. We are in the second stage.
Like right now, they're in the. Palm just got in the Mac a lap or two ago, pushed him up into the wall hard. We got 3 cars wide in the middle. They're in the wall.
And we're in the second stage, and there's only 16 laps left
Micah's
in the second
beat
stage. So with all these cautions, I mean, it's definitely. I mean, these laps are. I mean, it just seemed like this race started. So these guys are starting to spread out a little bit now. With that caution came another round of pit stops and another changing of the guard with a new leader, and that's 78 MN Golf Pro. Now your new leader. So we've got a new leader with another caution. Yeah, so we see some of these guys that are still back up toward the front, but one of the guys got the worst of that we just saw up at the front just a moment ago was Dark Knight in the 3. Dark Knight was in the 3 car. He was up there in the top 5, and in that caution, he was dropped all the way back to restarted 34th.
Oh, what did I just miss? Micah into the wall
Micah's
hard.
in the wall, yep.
Micah's having some difficulty tonight, boys.
And he's lost the draft again.
So we got two fan favorites running in the back of the pack. We got Rub running 25th and Dark running 26th, man. So, but let's look at Heavy. Heavy's made his way all the way back up to all the way back up to 11th after getting beat up the whole race. So Heavy's in the top 10 right now. I'm curious what's going on with Micah. Oh, huge checkup in the front. Well, at the tail end of the pack, Reckless Racer getting into the back. They're kind of stacked up and, you know, trying to...
Yep.
It's almost like they're trying to get a line together, but they can't.
Trying to find their own right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
like...
I'm riding with Memphis in the mid-pack and seeing these guys kind of jumping around that you're not seeing... It looks like you're seeing a lot of impatience also, where you see a guy that, you know, pushes up a little bit, and
yeah,
I
experience the hole.
Yeah, and I experienced this a little bit myself with when you're in a draft so much that the car is going to push up just a little bit.
Yeah, Rub just got checked up on by
and we've seen, I think I've seen a couple of times where
checking up now. They're 4 wide into the wall.
Yep, and Memphis and Dan got together and they were able to hold it. Memphis himself, a former champion.
Oh, the 34 car just pushed it up in the Dark Knight.
Pushed in the wall.
And 43 is Lynch.
Yep.
So a lot of action actually.
Yeah, you're not finding patience today. You're finding forced positions, and it's kind of creating havoc. I would love to. I mean, you got. I think they're signaling for a pit. I don't know.
I don't think so. That was Pittman in the 11, and it's your bro Chase in a 5. They got together and looked like that they just got forced down onto that paved area as the 78 is coming into the pits.
Yeah, the 5's going under yellows and passing.
Right. So it's your bro Chase he's trying to fight up there. He's got help.
Golf was our leader, correct? At one point,
right in the 78, but he stayed out. So
chances are right. So that's why he's in the pits now.
And the Billy and the 44, the one in the 44 got together a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of under the yellow race.
The 16 around now on the backstretch. The 16
I was just getting ready to say people are spinning in the back.
And that's NASCAR Extreme in the 16. He's gone around once again.
Which, if they throw the caution, is going to be huge for Mini Golf Pro because he's going to come out the leader. But it does not look like the caution came out.
Nope, the caution has not come out. And
I'm riding with Mini Golf Pro or MN Golf Pro.
And that actually helped out Micah.
Here comes the pack.
NASCAR Extreme got back up to speed right as Micah was able to got up to him. So those guys now have each other as drafting partners.
Is everybody on the lead pack? Watch this. But the lead pack's coming, and we got a lapped car. Here's where, boom. Boom, there it is, boys. 4 wide.
And Honda in the 32. Is he going to be able to get around it? Honda makes contact with 78. 78 gives it back to him, and now they're going 3 wide. 95, Jaywell on the outside. He's not where that wants to be.
Golf Pro way down.
Go 4 wide.
Checking up in front of the number 1 car.
And Billy makes a smart move. He saw them going 4 wide. He backed out of it. He wasn't going to make that move. He played it smart.
See, that's the downfall. You can't. You're lap traffic, but where do you go when the packs are so big together?
That's why I got out of it Monday night. I was getting lapped, and I didn't have the car to even move out of the way, so I just got right out of the game.
All right. Well, as we look up front, we've got a new leader, and that is the 88 car of War.
Palm just got hard into the back of the 78, almost spun him around.
And that's not what you want to see, because look what you see up front now. You got 3 FTR guys. You got War in the 88, Eagles in the 9, and Heavy Duty in the 19. 1, 2, and 3. Man. Heavy Duty, I told you, my dark horse of the night, Heavy Duty, running third, back up there in the leaders. As War now, your leader, he was going to be my pick. I know you're gonna call it BS on that, but War was going to be my number one pick. I kid you not, War was going to be my number one pick.
All right, what do we got? We got signals or we got
stops.
Oh,
accidents?
we're crashing big time.
Huge. Oh, we got cars flipping.
Big wreck in the back.
Wow.
Tizzle involved in
crashing.
it. The 24, Lynch in 48, or the
24
Sludge in the
just
48.
landed now.
Oh man,
That's another huge break for Micah.
24.
Yeah, Micah and NASCAR Extreme as they were.
I think
together.
we lost Aquatati, maybe. Nope. We had
Aquatati
guys forced into the pits.
Yeah, Aquatati's in the pits now, in the 18. So we were in the midst of these green flag stops. So I mean,
I don't know that we were. I don't.
I think guys were just getting loose and going in there.
Well, the 78.
So there's 7 laps remaining.
Yep.
There's 7 laps remaining of the stage. So it's possible it was a green flag pit stop.
Well, let's get back.
But if you're on the high line, how are you?
As Ward, still your leader in first. Eagles in the 9, drops down in second. As you see the FTR guys really working together.
They're all crashed up here in the back. The 5, I can't even call who's around. There's so many cars around right now.
The 5 is it's your bro Chase. Doesn't look like the caution's out.
Nope.
It's still green. As War still your leader, he's got his partner there, and Eagles in the 9, right there in second. The 36 in third, and Billy in the 1 has fought his way back up to fourth.
So that would be the 7. The Street Machine was involved in that on a restart, I believe.
And I hate to see that. Street Machine is such a good guy, too. I hate to see that.
What's going on the new field here, boys? Oh, big wreck, big wreck. The 5's around.
Big wreck. They're going
the 34's around.
The 34, 21's involved. That's
Micah. Micah's involved. The 42.
Micah in the 88.
The 48.
Sludge just got nailed in that.
I tell you, it's as much as I thought I would love having 35 cars in the field. It makes it very difficult to scroll through all these cars to try to get to somebody.
It does. I mean,
it's wild.
It's a havoc. It really is.
I'm streaming mine and I'm clicking through cars like I'm not even staying on them. I'm trying to get to where.
Right. I hope I'm not getting anybody dizzy on the broadcast with who's trying to switch back and forth.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to stay kind of closer up in the middle, or closer up to the front and the front and the middle.
For some reason, I still got Dan on pit road, so I won't even comment on him.
Yeah, I'm not sure because Dan the Man, the 34, he is definitely out there. He's been out there.
Yeah, I don't get it. I got him parked on pit road.
And with another caution comes another round of pit stops and another lead change, and that's Mike RPM now, your new leader in the 44. With Sludge in the 48 starting second, but that high side, he just didn't get any help. He's going to fade back. 21 right on his tail with 95 at JWoww now in third. And is that Micah in fourth? Micah in that 8 car. Look at that. Micah up to fourth in that 8 car. Out of all of that, Micah.
Pit strategies, man. That's what I'm telling you.
Pit strategies.
Stay clean.
And using those cautions to your advantage. Has Mike RPM now, your leader, bringing us around in that 44 car. As these guys now that they want to stay that bottom, so now you're starting to see that bottom really. I think we saw early in the race how guys really wanted to get that outside line working and try to really get that outside line.
They're scared too.
Right, look at this. You got the whole field now in a single file on the bottom. Now you see some guys going to the top, going into turn 3. Look like Aquatati jumped up to the top.
Every time something goes up there, there's something happens. Something gets wiggly on the bottom.
Right. So now
You
I
got
wonder
nowhere
if
to, you got nowhere to run them when you get up there.
right. Look at all these guys now, single file again, back on that bottom lane. So now we're starting to see things kind of spread out and maybe calm down. So in that first and second stage, I mean, I heard it all week. I mean, I don't know if you guys, the guys that you talk to, the drivers you talk to, but I heard it throughout the week. So many guys really wanted to get that high side working and really wanted to get that outside lane going and get it turned in. And I think they, you know, as you saw in the beginning, the first two stages, they were really trying to do that. But as they kept trying to do that, the more they got wrecked.
I will tell you right now, I practiced that my ass off on that high line all week, and every time I was in that high line, it came back to bite me.
Yeah.
Right.
It was absolutely,
got nowhere to go.
my goal was absolutely avoid that high line at all costs during the race.
Absolutely, and that was part of my strategy. Now, the only reason why I practiced the high line was because I knew eventually I would probably get forced up there.
Yep.
Which it did. You know, like I was saying, I got tight and I moved up in a 32 of straight edge, made a great move, got underneath of me. The door was open for him. He took it. I was stuck on the outside, but that's why I practiced that outside, just because I knew I was probably going to get caught on that outside. As you see the 21 now, the 21 stuck to the high side, and watch this whole train go by that 21 car. What was that? So 21 is Slade, I think it is. 20. That 21. There's two 21s out there.
No,
Well, look
let's
at
see
him.
if he tries to force himself in.
From second all the way back, he's still falling back. I think he got in somewhere in
He's
the middle.
able to tuck in behind the 24 car.
And
Where's my 6 car? I haven't even seen the 6 yet.
your 6 car's been out there. We passed over him. He's been kind of quiet. The 44 now, Mike RPM, still your leader. The 95 of J. Well.
Boys, it's getting ugly back here in the back.
NASCAR just spun somebody in the front stretch. I don't know.
Pretty boy James.
We've got 31 to go. And Pretty Boy
In the
James.
race or the stage? In the race.
In a race. In a race. As a 42 and a 17 got together. And the 42
down
got
by
into the wall.
38 stuck on the track.
The 38 is Tizzle.
Yep, stuck on the track by himself. He's rolling now.
Is he going
On the
now?
back stretch. Yeah, on the back stretch.
Okay. 'Cause I kind of want to stick it. I kind of want to stick to these leaders. As
stay
now
there.
Micah got pushed up in the 8 car, and he's going to be the lone wolf on the outside now. As we saw, it looked like he may have got a little tight in that draft. He was able to fall right back in, and there's that teammate of Eagles able to let Micah slide back in. So he had a teammate give him some help and kind of stop that bleeding a little bit. So Micah
we got
only lost a
Eagles.
few.
We got Micah, Eagles,
You got Micah,
War,
Eagles,
Rub,
War,
Heavy.
Rub, Billy, Heavy, Dark, all those FTR guys.
all right next to each other.
Yep.
And they're
So
all
let's see how that starts to play out.
Right, now we're all chasing this lead pack of Mike RPM in the 44, Jay Well in the 95 in second. And Jay Well has his partner in crime in that 62 of JCR Titans. So you got the two JCR guys hooked up there in second and third, with JCR Jay Well in the 95 second, JCR Titans in the 62 running third. And behind him, you got the 49 of Proc in the 4th position now.
That's
you got
what
the 38 coming down pit road.
So, and then you got the 13 running 5th. So you got your first FTR guy, Micah, running 6th, and then Eagles running 7th. So now,
well, remember they should have 2 green flag pit stops. Should there be no cautions?
Should there? We got 28 laps to go this last time by, so 28 laps to go now. As we kind of noticed it now, as we kind of touched on it just a few moments ago in the stage 3, that now you see this long line of cars, single file on the bottom. We've kind of had things calm down a little bit.
And here's the problem. Everybody's afraid of that high line, and if you try to make a move, you're going to get caught out there and wash back, like we saw Eagles do, like we saw Micah do, like we saw the 21 car do. So
nobody's safe yet.
Right. So you're kind of forced to run this single file lane, and then pit stop, and then single file lane, and then
or hope for somebody to make a mistake.
Right.
Like we saw Micah. Micah got a little tight, going into the corner and moved up and opened the door. So, and that was kind of my strategy a little bit. If I got shoved back, was to kind of ride it out.
Oh, who was that just missed pit road? Was that Rubby?
Rubbing a 00?
It's hard. It's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who's running 11th? I think it is Rub. Who's in front of Chase?
I'm not sure. We'll take a... Heavy down in the grass now. Heavy got pushed down in the grass, and we got a wreck now. Heavy comes back onto the track, and we got a big wreck. And the caution's going to come out on this as the 22 of Pong got involved.
What happened there was Heavy had the draft, came in, caught War's draft real hard, checked up a little bit, and Billy drove right through the back of Heavy and drove him into the infield and got him loose.
And those two guys are teammates.
Drifted him back up into the pack and created a traffic jam. So
right, and Heavy had no choice. You could see him in the grass, and when you get into that grass, and I've experienced this myself, when you're in the grass, no matter, my foot was on the brake and trying to turn the wheel to the left to keep it to the left, but when you get into that grass, sometimes your momentum you can't stop because you're on grass, so you're just basically sliding until you reach the track, and then you end up coming back in front of somebody like we just saw with Heavy, come back up in front of the 22 and the 78 and bring out the caution. So now
we got another
leader
back out. Of True Death here.
True Death now, our outside pole winner, and at 13, going to take us to the green flag, as we now have 22 to go. So 22 laps left.
You're not done with the cautions either.
No.
Oh, heck no.
I'm calling 5 more cautions. 2 green, white checkers. Here comes caution number 1.
Here comes the caution now.
Big time crash in the back.
And Billy's around this time. Billy in the 1 car got involved.
So that started right around probably P7.
The 47 now, the 11 got into it. The 47, and there's the caution there. Pittman and the 11 got caught up. The 47 was involved.
Boys, I think that's the very first accident that Heavy wasn't involved in.
Might just put him back out front.
Yeah.
Another wreck that a lot of these guys got caught up in. And
so how much frustration do these drivers have right now?
Probably a lot. Now I see the 34 has taken it to the garage.
I know that we were frustrated and we ended up finishing pretty clean. So, what do you think these guys are having there, Lug?
Oh, these. Go ahead, Lug.
I don't know. It's going to get interesting.
Shady, how's your feelings on it? You think there's some cursing, some yelling, some screaming going on, or you think guys are kind of just obviously they expect?
I think they just want it over at this point.
Yeah.
I think you're having I think you have a combination of both. I think you have the combination of guys, as we have a new leader and our fan favorite, and that's Rub on him in that 00. He's going to be our leader with Eagles in the 9 car.
And here comes caution number 2. War's around.
And there they are, and they're all going around again. Another
there
big
goes the 44, the 8 of Micah, the 24 hard into the wall by the 18. People are flipping in the back here.
Are they going airborne? And I don't see the caution out yet.
Caution is out.
Now caution comes out.
So there's my 2 of my 5 predictions.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I think you definitely have guys. You have some of the guys that are really frustrated at this point because their race has gone anything but what they ever even imagined it would be, let alone expected or hoped it would be.
Yeah.
And then you got guys that I think have just are to the point where it's like, you know what, it's with whatever at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of it's that Daytona mentality, and
yeah, they're just kind of just like, I'm just ready for this race to be over, and just kind of not honestly even really care probably. So I think you kind of have a mix of both. I think it's half and half, where you got both, guys that are pretty upset, and guys that have just gotten into so many cautions that they're to the point where whatever happens. But now back up to the front.
To go to Texas.
Yep.
As Rub now going to lead us back to the green, and now
Dark
Knight on the second, Aqua Taddy in the 18 in third, Heavy Duty in fourth. So now we're going to start seeing.
Here we go. There's the big one again. Number 3.
Another big one. Eagles in it. The 49, another big one. Just about everybody and their own mother being involved in this.
I think 5 of the estimated cautions was going to be kind of low. I think.
They're 3 out of 5.
I definitely, with 14 laps left, I definitely think I should have went with the over on that.
Okay, so we had 14 to go before that caution came out. So now we're gonna have we should have about like 12 to go.
Should be 12, yeah.
Should be 12 to go. 11 or 12 to go now.
And guys aren't going to lift at this point. Guys are fighting for those last positions.
Yep,
so this is not. We're gonna have a couple green-white checkered runs.
And I tell you, from a strategy,
after the race.
From a strategy standpoint, the one guy I see that's absolutely thrilled right now is going to be Dark Knight, because he started in second that last caution, and now he's starting third on the inside behind Rupp. So he's where he wants to be now, and not stuck on the outside like Aquatati is in that 18.
Now watch what's going to happen. You're going to get guys try to force this low line to open up.
And we're going to see now with
there it is.
So
they're already
laps,
3 wide before they even get into the turn.
And Rupp now using the push from Dark in that 3 car, getting out in front. So Rupp jumping out to the
Dark
lead.
Knight, Heavy, and 43 car of...
That's your 43.
Lynch.
And Palm in the 22 gets pushed down below the line, and they're going to come up.
Yeah.
Watch it, boys.
They're on the apron even further back, too. There it is.
Oh,
Kaboom. There's number 4.
And that looks like, is that 30?
Yep.
Proc was involved in that.
Was that the 38 of Tizzle involved in that?
There's, pick a number, and
Yeah.
it's easier to tell you which ones aren't involved.
Oh, man. Tizzle, he's just been at literally the wrong place at the wrong time all night long. I've seen that 38 car go airborne. He went into orbit around the sun once or twice.
Well, I mean, he is
back.
driving Death Wish Coffee race car. Coming to Daytona with 35, you do have a Death Wish.
He needs to change that sponsor for next race. I tell you what, my heart's going out to Jay Tizzle right now. I mean, he put in so much work for this race, and I mean, he might be one of those drivers where he's just throwing his hands up.
At this point, I'd be so frustrated. It's, you know what I mean?
Stack them and rack them, and now, as we just said, that's now Dark Knight back on the outside where he does not want to be.
Yeah, but look what's happening. It looks like Rubb's going to let him come in a little bit.
Now, those two are teammates.
Yep,
Rubb
there he
and
is. Rubb needs to lift just a little bit more.
There he's trying to do it, but he can't let it. He can't
too
hold
much
up the
of a
whole
checkup,
field.
yeah.
He can't hold up that whole field and cause another caution, so he's got to go. And Dark Knight's going to be dropping a little bit. He's got some guys up there to help him. Heavy Duty now going to take second spot over. Rubb still out in the lead. Heavy Duty in second. The 62 in third. Aquatati in the 14 and the 18 in fourth.
There's caution number 5. The 18's around. Yep. I'm sorry, Mike RPM 44. Come right back up in front of the field again, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. These guys are not trying.
And a 43 going around.
Absolutely
and
not trying
airborne.
to avoid it. Like,
the 43 goes airborne.
That's linked again.
Man. Well, it's the 3. Dark Knight. He went airborne. He flipped for the 2nd time this race. And Robbie Racing, I think Robbie is taking it into the garage. Robbie, I think, is out. And a 37. The 43 of Lynch stuck on the track.
Stuck on the track.
Now he gets it going. And that car is beat up front and back. Oh man. So how many laps are we gonna have left? We're coming to the end here.
The big red trailer is going to be awfully full after this race.
The NASCAR trailer?
Yeah. It's going to look like the men's washroom after the race. So
Rubb's still our leader, the 00, and now the 19 now stuck to the outside. His turn to be in that outside.
Oh, J-Wow's pushed all the way into the infield already.
The 95
drive back up,
pushed into the grass.
Come back up, slanging and banging.
Yep,
gets in front of Billy there.
And so the Rub and the 00, heavy duty in that 19, he's stuck on that outside. He is doing everything possible to get on the inside.
Eagles
There's just no room.
Banging the crap out of True Death.
Here comes Rub in that 00, still with the lead. He's got that 62 now behind him.
Look at this, 88's all there's number
War
6.
Involved in it. War going
War's
around.
airborne.
War goes
Eagles
upside
involved
down.
in it.
Eagles upside down. It's your bro Chase. He got involved in it.
I think going to end up under caution.
Yeah. Oh, we are big time under caution. So
definitely should have taken the over on that there, YouTube.
Oh man. So I don't know. I mean, are we going? Is this going to take us to overtime here?
Be pretty close.
I was trying to hopefully get to that start finish line to get a lap count. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it. So. Oh man. So I think now we're starting to see tempers flare. Really.
100%.
I think tempers are starting to really flare.
100%. Like I said, man, the biggest thing is guys aren't respecting the fact that when you wreck. So that last caution came from Palm Coaster hitting. So there's 3 laps remaining. So they're green light checkered.
2 to go.
Palm Coaster came up and smoked heavy duty and caused that last caution. So
Rub, still your leader.
There we go. Another one down on the infield. Drive right back up into traffic.
And another caution.
That would be the 43 car.
And another caution.
So this is what I'm talking about, right? So you're going to end up with either it's going to end under caution because guys are not. There was no reason to drive that car back up into the oncoming traffic. You weren't out of control. You could have held your line. You could have stayed straight. You could have drove on the infield apron. And once the traffic passed, you got back up. But in order to stay on the lead lap and not lose the draft to stay in contention, we drive our car right back up into traffic and create another caution.
Makes no
this
sense.
Is the A-League, and this is very disappointing to see guys of this talent doing moves like that. Like, we all know better. So that's completely unacceptable, and hopefully we've got enough of it caught on broadcast, and guys get penalized for it. Because it's completely uncalled for. It's absolutely destroyed this race. So, look, Eagles just got pushed right back down. Eagles is already in the grass by the...
Yep.
I don't even know what car that is.
Eagles already going around.
But the car literally turned left right into Eagles. Like, that would be Dan the Man. Like, Dan the Man bailed out right on the restart, and now Eagles is screwed. Eagles race is screwed. So
the caution is not out, so we're still green at this point. Now, but
no,
here
we got Micah in, Interbro Chase in. Now look,
Micah,
ready? I'm gonna watch. Micah comes
right
up and boom.
Interbro
Chase just smokes 3 guys coming into the field. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we not lifting? Why are we holding full throttle and driving back onto the track?
Is it because that he got pushed down in there and he's got to bring out a caution, so he's going to purposely bring it back up on the track?
That's what I'm seeing things happen. This is what I'm seeing all race. Guys do not want to go out of the draft. Guys want the caution to come out so they can restack together. This is absolutely atrocious racing right now.
I mean, this is our 3rd or 4th overtime now.
Right, we got Micah, we got It's Your Bro Chase, we've got, Dan the Man, we've got the list goes on. It's at this point it's ridiculous. Jay Tizzle's now out of the race. Like, if you're off the track, hold the car down. We get preached about that all the time, and not one person has followed that rule tonight. Not one.
No. And I mean, we saw it in the B, we saw it in the C league.
And here they are. They're stacked up again.
We're green.
All the way into the grass. They're 5-6 wide right now.
And the 70,
I'm watching them. There you go. The 43 is all the way down in the infield. The 88 just creamed the 9. The 88 spinning. There's cars completely airborne right now. I mean, it's absolutely... At this point, you're better off stopping the broadcast because this is completely embarrassing. I mean,
Well,
the only reason the broadcast is still up is because there's going to be video that needs to be reviewed for this upcoming league.
And
because the one car is still upside down on my screen. He literally just flipped over.
I mean, guys like Rub that are out in the lead that
look at the carnage. It's absolutely ridiculous. Look at the carnage.
It is. I mean, we saw this. I mean, look at this. You got Billy and the 1 stuck out on the track. The 37. And Billy, they just took it to the garage, it looks like. So, I mean, but we saw this in the C League, which you would expect to see in the C League.
No, you saw a lot better racing in the C League at this point.
And in the C League, after the C League, I told guys, and I made it a post, because those guys are inexperienced, and I said, if you get shoved down into the grass,
they're already pushing each other down into the infield. For what reason?
And I said, if you get shoved down into the grass, you do not bring it on the track. That is what you do not want to do, even though it's your first. It might be your first initial reaction to get it back on the track, so you don't lose any more positions that you already have. That's a natural reaction. And I made that mistake before. I admit it. I have made that mistake
Here we go.
once or twice
Let's
before.
see if he drives it into the track. Micah's back off. Micah's held it down until he could come in, until he couldn't. But here's the stack up. Micah just created that accident. I hate to call him out like that, but I was on his screen watching it unfold.
And I mean, I told guys that what you have to do, what the right thing to do is, you get your car straight, you get it to the apron, and then you merge when you don't have a bunch of guys coming up on you. When you can merge, you just don't bring it back on the track.
Right.
And even though you're probably going to lose a few more laps, you're being courteous and respectful to the other guys. Yep. To not just come
at this
up
point,
to
you
cause
have to get on your brake. You have to get on your brake, because you can't drive from the front stretch or the back stretch all the way up. You're not going to be able to merge on that apron and ride that apron around. You're going to drive right up into the turn, or you're going to drive up and check and slam into the back of somebody and cause them to check up and create what just happened.
And now my question is, now we still see Rub as our leader in a 00, and I hope to God he wins this race. I mean, we're probably
we're already smacking the walls.
I mean,
we're in the grass.
Probably in our 6th or 7th overtime.
This is ridiculous. The 17's all the way down into the pits.
That's Memphis.
Look at that. There's 6 cars right now
in
the infield.
Are they staying green?
I hope they do, because at this point, this is getting a little bit ridiculous, man. It's like watching Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder play this game at this point.
We're gonna definitely. One more time.
We are definitely going to bring Billy up to the booth, whether he finishes top 3 or
Yeah,
not.
I don't know that we're not gonna have time to bring the top
I mean, my
3
question
up.
is right now, and I hope that they get around this time and take the white flag. Then if the next caution ends it, so they're coming off of turn 4, they're coming around, and we're gonna come on, get that rub. You got the white
There's
flag.
the caution. There's the caution.
And
That's the
caution
race.
just
That's
came
got to be
out.
the race.
That's going to be the race.
Half the field just wrecked out. Nope, that is not the race.
We took the one flag. We took one flag to go.
I don't know that that's the race there.
That is the race. Rub the win. That is the race. It is official. The race is finished. Rub your winner.
Good, good, good.
Wow.
It is over. Rub your winner at Daytona in a Rub, JCR Titans, and NASCAR Extreme, your top 3. JCR Titans in a 62, NASCAR Extreme in a 16.
That was
Mike RPM in the 44 finished 4th.
I don't know what to say.
Slide in a 21 finished 5th. It's Bob Drew finished 6th. Bad Fast Marley 7th. Billy Holcomb in 8th. Eagles 9th. And Palm Coaster finished 10th. And that's your final top 10 rub down. So we got some discussion here. We're gonna get.
So I don't know that
broadcast before you do much more.
Yeah, I don't know that he's gonna be in the mood to have a full conversation.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Let me get into the lobby chat and bring our top 3.
No, just bring in. Don't bring in the top 3.
No.
Just bring in Rub and.
Yeah, let's bring in Rub and Billy. Come on.
He may not want to come up. I don't know what to make of that race, man. I really.
And I broadcast that too. I was flipping around quite a bit, but it is there.
Yeah, so I kind of want to just stop the broadcast and take it down until.
Well, I'm gonna bring Billy, and I gotta add Rub, because Rub, this will be his first time in the booth. So let me get him an invite here to the booth. There we go, Rub. I just sent the message for Rub and Billy only to the booth. So let's see if we get these guys in here.
There's Rub.
Okay, we got a Rub.
Rubby.
Rubby, rub-a-dub-dub.
Oh,
3 chicks in a
Lord.
tub.
So, what a catastrophe of an event, huh?
Yes, sir. I would have to say it's a good description.
So,
Well, congratulations, Rub. We're going to get to you here in a minute. Billy just made his way up to the booth. Billy, I know you need to talk about this here.
well,
with this race.
before we do that, let's not overshadow Rub's first win.
No,
let's deal
not.
with Rub first. That way we could deal with that and not have, you know what I mean. So Rub, tell us about the end of that thing, man, because it was.
No, I don't know. I felt like it was mine. 5 cautions ago, But,
it's.
I'm surprised the game just didn't stop it after the 3rd or 4th one. But shoot, I wasn't pitting. I had 1 extra lap, and I wasn't. that was the strategy I figured it was going to be. Just at least make it to that white flag, and it was a given at that point. Another caution was going to come out. So. Yeah. But I'm stoked about my first win, especially in Billy's league, man. There's a whole heck of a field of good drivers, man. Some pro leaguers, the rest of them just as good. So man,
I appreciate it. I'm stoked.
Absolutely, man. Congratulations. I know you went front to back to front to back to front. I think the whole field flip-flopped about 70 times tonight. So I know that was stressful. I know once you got up front, it was even more stressful with seeing all those cautions come out.
Yeah, you know, when I got up there, I wasn't going to pit. I figured there'd be enough cautions because I was short on fuel when I first got up there. But all the pitting came out and made it to where I was okay on fuel.
Yep.
Rub, congratulations, brother. Man, I am absolutely so happy for you, man, that, you know, the bright spot of this race, you come out on top and you come out winning it, your first race at FTR, the A-League Daytona. Congratulations, man. I mean, take us through, you know, I mean, you mentioned you weren't going to pit. I was getting worried there at the end, man. I mean, as far as how many cautions were there with your fuel, I mean, just so I know, I could kind of answer the question for myself. Did you have plenty of fuel left? Were you good on fuel for a while, or were you starting to run out there at the end?
You know, like the last 2 or 3 cautions, I was like 4 or 5 laps to the good. Then that last caution, I was 1 lap to the good, and I was like, man, please end this race, please. You know,
so you were there at the end.
We were saying the same thing up here, Rob. So.
Yeah, like I said, I was 4 or 5 laps to the good. Then by the time all those cautions came out, that last caution, I was only 1 lap to the good. But I mean, I missed, you know, but I was in the back quite a few times and just got lucky and just drove straight through the wrecks that were happening. And, you know, I guess pit decisions and whatnot played a part, but they couldn't. You know, the outside line kept trying to get around me on those restarts. You know, they just couldn't do it.
Well, congratulations, man. I'm glad it all worked out for you. You were able to avoid everything that you needed to avoid and be put in a position where you needed to be to take the podium tonight at the end.
Man,
I want to say thanks to Bob Drew for pushing me. You know, we've had our issues, but he hung in there with me.
Well, there you have it.
I tell you what, Rub. I mean, come in there on that, you know, that next. Well, I guess it turned out to be the last lap. You know, with the way the black, you know, the green, white checkered. You know, you taking that. You know, once you got to that flag stand and took the white flag. You know, that you knew the next caution that came out was going to end the race. So I mean, we were.
There was
I want you to watch the broadcast.
Seconds after you passed the white flag, dude. It was.
It came out not 5 seconds after you crossed.
Oh my God! It was
not 5 seconds after you crossed it. I mean, when you came off of turn 4. I want you to watch the broadcast, man, because we were sitting here cheering. Get to that line! Get to that line!
Yeah, I'll watch it.
And it's just an awesome, man. I'm so glad that you won this race, man. I mean, absolutely, congratulations. Hats off to you, bro.
I appreciate it.
And, just for some of our fans, you're a big driver favorite. You're a big fan favorite, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of my broadcasts. I gotta ask the question just to probably, you know, to make some laughs here.
No, it wasn't taped to the fucking throttle.
Come on, Rub. Come on, Rub.
Oh, but because I got me a different device, you know. Little
I'm not gonna lie. I predicted you were taped to your whole rig, bro.
Yeah. Well, I got a different device to where it hooks onto the throttle and supports my foot, so I ain't
Okay.
Well, whatever you did tonight, however you have it set up, you keep doing it, man, so we can bring you back up to the booth, man. And love having you up here. You know, absolutely, congratulations, man. At least puts a smile on everybody's face after that race, man. Congratulations, dude. Really happy for you, man.
I appreciate it,
man. Congrats, Rob.
Absolutely, Rob. Congratulations.
I'm glad y'all were pulling for me, man. Appreciate it.
Always.
Definitely.
So before we carry on, would broadcast like to be stopped, or do you want to continue on with the broadcast right now, Mr. Holcomb?
No, we can continue because everybody needs to hear what I got to say.
All right. So, just I'm not even gonna ask a question. Just let her rip, Tater Chip.
You know, I mean, we had. I just want to say, you know, I put a lot of my time and effort into this, you know, and just, you know, we brought in a lot of talent this season for our A group, and it's you know, it's supposed to be some of the elite guys on the game. You know, we all supposed to be, you know, showing great sportsmanship on the track and giving people room and whatnot. And you know what I mean? I mean, that's just kind of what I expect. You know, I go down through this list, and that's what I expect. And, you know, from what I seen tonight, it was a shit show. And I'm just, you know, I'm very, very, very disappointed. I mean, it's, I put in time, I put in hours and hours and hours and days and months and weeks to build hype up in races, you know, and try to give the fans something to see, you know, and you know, it's I don't know, you know, it's very disappointing with all the talent that we have in here. I've seen some guys give and take. I've seen some guys just completely running over people that I was watching just right in front of me, you know, and it's.
Yeah, we.
I don't know, man. Was it hyped up that big that everybody felt like they felt like that they needed to just run over people to make it to make a statement, say, hey, I'm here, you know. I'm gonna put this out here. I don't care who you are or who you think you are or what you think you're entitled to. But in here, you're going to race with respect. You're going to give people room, and you're going to drive like you got some sense, or you won't be in here at all. You know, I mean, that's what we base FTR on. And it's like I said, you know, it's with all the talent that we have in here and the guys, you know, people driving like that, people turning down in front of each other. I mean, we couldn't even get started. I mean, I know we had 30 plus guys, but you're talking about 30 plus guys of some of the best guys on the game, and we couldn't even make a lap without wrecking.
Well, I mean, on high side, we had 30, 31, 32 guys on high side Monday night, and it wasn't nothing like close to this.
Yeah, it wasn't even nothing even close.
Well, I think, and if you go back and watch the broadcast, between the three broadcasts that were up, it was hard to dissect what was going on, man. It literally was like, okay, I got pushed below the yellow. I'm just going to drive back up so that way I could create, like, it. I'm not saying people were intentionally causing cautions. However, that's how it appeared.
Yeah, it's just,
it was
I'm
literally
sitting here
like,
racking my brain. You know, I'm just sitting here racking my brain. You know, it's, you know, we've been leading up to this race, and we've had so much hype, and I've put so much time and effort trying to get these guys in here to have a fun place to race at and put on some awesome racing for the fans. And that's what it's all for, you know. You know, these guys make up FTR. You guys make up FTR. It's not me. I steer the ship, and I do the best job I can. You know what I mean? But it's just very disheartening when I put this much time into a race, and then it turns out like this. I'm just very, very, very disappointed. You know what I mean? I mean, I know I'm speaking with a little bit of anger, but it's just.
You're not saying anything that we didn't say
at
the end of this race, because we all said the same thing.
It's very, very hard. It's very hard.
We couldn't believe what we saw unfolding. And then to actually be able to catch it on broadcast and be like, here we go, this guy's driving up into this one, and this one's creating this, you know.
It's like a lot of anger.
Like, it was worse than watching a public lobby at times. And it was a hard pill to swallow, especially, you know I had hyped this race up in the pre-race and, you know, in the dual races, and I had huge expectations. Obviously, I thought that there was going to be some wrecks, but, you know, I figured like the B League, it was going to settle out and turn out to be a great race. And at one point, I think I even said, like, all right, like, it's to the point we might as well just stop broadcasting because this is just pathetic. Like, it was.
Yeah,
as
soon as I watch the race and get what I need, this race will be took down.
Yeah, so
I mean, it's just, you know, we got. It's embarrassing. It's very, very embarrassing for FTR tonight. This is supposed to be our record. We're supposed to be making history tonight in FTR, and we made it. We made history. You know, it's
this was like the Hindenburg right here, man.
It's probably the worst race that I've ever been a part of, and it's sad because of all the talent we have in here. But on a positive note, I appreciate all the fans for tuning in. It wasn't a show that we needed, that you guys wanted to see. Maybe it was fun and exciting for you, but I tell you, it was very nerve-wracking for me in the race because I knew what was unfolding, I knew what was happening, and all I could think about was, man, these guys. I mean, people think we a joke. You know what I mean? I mean, it's and that's not what we represent, and that's not what we do. We got showed up tonight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, between our C race, our B race, you guys showed us up tonight, and it made us look bad. So what I'm hoping is when we go to Texas, you know, I think this field's going to spread out a little bit because you got different talent levels there, right? So I'm hoping Texas is a whole lot better race. You know, I stay positive. You know, we're going to chalk this up as a loss, and we're going to move on. And I hope everybody stays. You know, it kind of is what it is, right? We got to chalk it up and keep pushing forward. And I appreciate, you know, all the drivers that came in to race in FTR. You know, we got almost 90 drivers, and we just got to showcase our talent. We didn't do that tonight, and I know these guys. I got confidence in every one of these guys, and I know they'll rebound next week, and we're going to put on a hell of a show for you guys next week, so tune in.
I hope so, man. Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do with it's anybody's race at Daytona, you know, and just once we saw that high line collapse and everybody couldn't hold on to that high line, and it just...
And I'm glad you touched on that. I'm glad you touched on that because that's what I wanted to ask real quick with Billy. That, you know, and I mentioned it on the broadcast with us up here that, you know, leading up to this race, all this past week, you know, I've heard a lot of guys really pushing to try to get that high line working and really dead set on running that high line and getting that high line to come in, and it seemed to me that guys kept trying to do it, but it wasn't working. And no matter how much guys tried to do it and tried to make it work, it just wasn't happening. Whether, you know, guys were hitting off the wall or what have you. And then once you got into that third stage, when everybody, you saw an entire line, the entire field on the low line, and one long single file line on that low line, and things finally calmed down. So my question is, you know, from your aspect, from you being in the car, you know, on the chat that you were in, was that something that was going on, or is that just kind of something that it just seemed like it was going on, but actually really wasn't?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've seen some guys trying to get to the high side and do whatnot, but, you know, I think the real racing groove was just on the bottom. I think everybody kind of seen what was going on, and everybody was just kind of guarding the bottom, you know what I mean? I mean, it's every position is was key. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Big Rig still supports you there, Billy. He's watching us live right now.
I support all my racers, you know. I mean,
Big Rig says,
all
"Hey."
My racers. And,
he's live in YouTube land right now. So I mean, I think it's gonna, you know, obviously it's Daytona. It's a super fast track. You know, everybody with a field 30-some cars long, everybody's loose. I think we saw it in all three league races, as well as the high side broadcast race. I think what you had tonight was just a little bit of, you know, that A-League talent, thinking everybody deserves to be up in the front there and not being patient. You saw patience. Yep. You saw patience thrown out the window for position, and it was shocking. But you know, next week Texas is a whole nother animal. There's a talent, like I said in the pre-race. You know, I struggle at Texas. I've already got a landscape contract set for next Sunday, you know, for resurfacing that infield.
Yep.
So I mean, I think you're going to see a little bit different. The big problem's going to be is that turn 4 exit and seeing what kind of backups, and with 35 cars again, you're talking. Texas is a smaller track, so half the field's going to be turn to turn and backstretch. So you're going to start seeing lap cars pretty quick, or so. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out too. So.
Well, Billy, we know that that you got a lot on your hands right now after this kind of race, and a lot of people that you got to respond to. So we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys doing this tonight. I'm gonna jump off.
Absolutely,
yeah, I know you got to
brother.
get going, man. So
You
we'll
have a
let
good
you
night.
go.
Guys.
All right, Billy.
Have a shot and decompress.
Yep, and I'm going to wrap it up also.
Yep, for
All right.
Shady Acres, Luggy, and for Hardcore Bubba. We hope you liked what you saw, and it was the limited edition. And within 48 hours, this link will probably be down. So tune
It
in
will
next
not be
week.
shared, that's for sure. It's only up so the owner and the admins can review what they need to review. The
Yep.
moment that we're told, it's going to be coming down. So it's not going to be shared on Facebook or anything. So it can only be seen on these channels. But
Tune in next week for Texas and enjoy the pre-race show.
Yeah, we'll have
And
the
if you
pre-race.
miss,
We're
if
gonna have
you
the
missed
pre-race
today,
report.
oh boy, it's
Alrighty, guys, you have a good
Yep.
night.
Yep.
Too, look.
Hardcore
And,
Bubba's out.
and